Yesterday I posted a couple of pictures of my saltwater paludarium here on this subreddit, and I still can't believe they've already been seen by over 500,000 people. I received so many positive comments, which I'm incredibly thankful for, but I also got a ton of questions about the setup. So in this video, I'll try to answer as many of them as possible. This is my saltwater paludarium. I originally set it up back in August 2024 without any real plan. I basically built and redesigned it through trial and error as the project evolved over time. The aquarium itself is custom made from ultra clear optic white glass and measures 250 by 55 by 30 centimeters. The system is lit by 5 Ilumagic X4 lights from Delua. 4 of them run on a reef spectrum, while the one in the center uses a freshwater spectrum with narrow lenses to better penetrate the height of the mangroves and terrestrial plants above. Later on I also added a small clip-on LED because the mangrove started to block a ton of light. For flow I used 3 power heads, one on each side of the aquarium and another one hidden in between the rocks in the middle. When building this setup I first created an Acrate framework lined with pond liner. Inside these hidden chambers is where most of the equipment is based. On the left side there's a small chamber containing a heater and a return pump that pushes water towards the center of the aquarium. The middle chamber houses 2 additional return pumps. One larger pump that creates flow around the mangroves and a smaller one that feeds the shallow tide pool area. Most of the filtration is handled naturally through macroalgae, live rock, flow and regular maintenance. I do not have an overflow, a sump, a skimmer or any other form of mechanical filtration. Now I do have an intake here connected to a canister filter, but the canister itself is completely empty. Its main purpose is surface skimming to prevent biofilm buildup, while also adding extra water movement and housing an internal heater. In total there are 7 different sources of flow throughout this aquarium, which helps keep water movement consistent across the entire system. Maintaining this aquarium takes roughly 30 minutes a week and involves cleaning the glass with an algae scraper, tidying up the macroalgae and performing a 10% water change. From a distance the setup might look lightly stocked, but there's actually quite a variety of fish living in here. I keep a pair of clownfish, cardinalfish, purple fripmanis, royal grommas, a cleaner-res, a tomini tang and a multibar dwarf angelfish. Besides the fish, I also keep a small cleanup crew consisting of sand-sifting starfish, snails, a hermit crab and several tube worms. Over the past year and a half I've experimented with a variety of other nanofish and invertebrates as well. Some worked out great while others unfortunately didn't. A few were rehomed and some sadly passed away over time. Inside the tide pool area lives a group of sexy shrimp alongside these tiny carpet anemones. They pretty much stay isolated in this little ecosystem and rarely venture out. Now, because this aquarium is completely opened up, one of the most common questions is, how do I deal with evaporation and jumping fish? And honestly, evaporation is definitely a challenge. The system goes through roughly 5 gallons of water every single week, and to make matters worse, I add this manually. I do not have an auto top-off system yet. Now to prevent jumpers I use a DIY Acrate lid whenever I'm not filming content. I only cover about half of the aquarium since that's where most of the fish spend their time during the day. Inside the aquarium I keep a variety of macroalgae which act as a form of natural filtration. They absorb nutrients produced by fish waste and use them for growth, helping stabilize the system naturally. I also keep a mix of corals including soft corals like zoanthids, mushrooms and Cineraria, alongside LPS corals such as the bubble coral and the maze brain coral. The plants above the aquarium may look fully integrated into the system, but they're actually kept completely separate from the saltwater itself. The plants growing between the rocks in the middle are positioned roughly 10 centimeters above the waterline to avoid contact with salt spray and salt creep, because these are basically freshwater plants and salt would quickly kill them. On the left side of the aquarium the plants are housed inside a separate container that I built from Acrate and lined with pond liner. This planter simply rests on top of the aquarium itself. To water the plants I use a high pressure sprayer filled with RODI water, the same water I use to top up for evaporation. About once a month I add a few drops of freshwater fertilizer, which seems to work really well. some of which probably ends up making its way into the aquarium below, but so far there haven't been any issues with that. I've been documenting the entire journey of this project on my YouTube channel, Denny's Aquariums. So if you'd like to follow for future updates on this setup or see some of the other projects I'm working on, feel free to subscribe. If you still have any other questions that I didn't answer in this video, just leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again for all the support. It really means a lot.